Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Reed Spring Wolves baseball game versus the Cassville Wildcats. We had an interesting day today at Reed Spring. We had about 2 inches of rainfall early this morning, and our field had already taken quite a bit of water from earlier in the week, late last week. And when the coaches arrived this morning, they pumped, I think Coach Funk had said to me earlier today, they had pumped over 200 gallons of water off the field before they even attempted to do anything with the infield. So kudos to them for an amazing amount of work to get this field the condition that it's in. I know that Coach Funk had a personal day. He had taken a personal day to take his daughter to the dentist, and I think he had a deal behind the scenes with the dentist to get him out early so he could get over here and get to work on this field. So pretty amazing baseball staff, coaching staff, to get this field in the condition that it's in for the game tonight. As we look around the field, we've got our defense on the field. Tonight, starting on the mound for the Wolves is sophomore number 24, Justin Locke. And behind the plate, we have senior Cole Watson. At first base, we have junior Paxton Smith. At second base, we've got senior Max Milner. At shortstop, we've got senior Seth Stamps. Third base, we've got senior Ben Moeller. In right field, we have junior Logan Chambers. In center field, we have senior Blake Gronvold. And in left field, we have senior Colton Essick. And Locke starts the game off with a strike with a fastball. The Wolves were supposed to face Cassville early in the season at a tournament at Cassville, but rain delays and situations there caused the game to not get played. So we have not faced this team this season. We don't know a lot about Cassville's abilities other than they're a team probably similar in skill to what we consider ourselves. And 17 battles back with a foul ball. Counts 2-2. And easy fly ball to Ben Moeller at third. Gives the Wolves the first out of the inning. 17 stayed back on a lazy curveball and caught a little bit of it, but not enough that Ben Moeller couldn't handle it. Batter squares to bunt, but doesn't offer. Left-hander, 2-hole, probably has decent speed, and takes a swing and a miss. Squares to bunt again, but not. Ball is up and away. Makes the count 2-1. Squares to bunt, bunts, lays it down. Cole Watson from behind the plate gets the ball and gets it to first. Good solid play, good bunt, but the Wolves managed to field it and make the play. 2 down in the top of the first. And Locke starts number 1 off 3-hole with a curveball. Misses on the outside. Comes right back with a fastball. Looks like it was a little low. And we've got a line drive base hit to center field. Gronbold has a little trouble with it, which allows the runner to turn and get to second. Kind of took a short hop and got underneath his glove. Two down, runner on second. Swing and a ground ball to second base. Mulliner picks it up easy, makes the play to first, and that'll close out the top half of the inning for the Wolves. Pretty solid defense to start the game after a long delay waiting for the field to be ready. Coach Funk getting his boys going, making sure their energy level is up and ready to go and hit the ball. Coincidence or not, I'm not sure. Number 24 for Cassville, their 4-hole that just grounded out, is the pitcher, and Locke, 24 for the Wolves, is our pitcher tonight. Stream team tonight. We can let you know who's doing the work behind the cameras tonight. On camera 1, behind the first base bag, is Logan Valentine, a junior. In center field on camera 2 is Jacob Herron, junior. And on camera 3, on the third base line, a little ways down from the third base bag, is freshman Jaden McGurk. Commanding the computer tonight is junior Colby Crisp, who is our main director for football. And with the graduation of our senior Jace Heroy, Colby will take over the duties of the baseball director. First up for the Wolves, shortstop number 3, Seth Stamps. Stamps started off the season really good this year. I think at one point he was approaching 700 for an average. And at that point, the opposing teams realized that throwing fastballs to our leadoff was not a good idea. In the second half of the season, he's seen a lot more off-speed pitches, so I think his average has kind of come down a little bit, but he's still a threat in any game. Way ahead of that pitch. Fouled it off on the third base side. Counts 0-2. Seth's an aggressive base runner and somebody we definitely want to have on base. 1-2's the count. Off-speed pitch, close but inside. 2-2. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Seth goes down swinging for the first out of the bottom half of the inning. Number 5, senior Cole Watson, catcher, up to the plate. For a 2-hole, Cole Watson's got a ton of power. It is not out of the question to see Cole go yard. He's hit several home runs before and is always a threat to hit the long ball. Swing and a foul over the opposing team's dugout. Looks like Cassville's throwing their number 1 pitcher. Seems to have pretty decent velocity, but not untouchable for sure. Curveball on the inside half. Almost hit Cole. Brings the count to 2-1. Fly ball down the right field line, and it will be out of play. Count remains 2-2 on Cole Watson with one out in the bottom of the first. A little issue with his cleat. Looks like he's got it taken care of and getting him back in the box. And a called third strike on Cole Watson. I think Cole thought it might have been up a little, but nonetheless, the umpire made the call. 2 outs brings up number 24, the pitcher, Justin Locke. And he holds, and they appealed, and they said no, he didn't. Justin, a sophomore, playing up, takes ball 2. Locke's been a contact hitter most of the season. Made some clutch hits. Takes strike 1. Looks like he wanted to see what it looked like. He got a good look. And it looks like a ground ball towards second. And they're going to field it and make the play for the third out. And that will bring a close to the first inning. And I think we'll probably take this opportunity for a short commercial break and be right back with the top of the second in just a moment. And we're back with the top of the second. Scoreless for both teams, 3 up, 3 down. We had one hit with the Cassville team, and Cassville retired the first 3 batters of the Wolves lineup. Wolves will be on the road tomorrow to Carthage, Missouri. Weather pending, of course, this time of year. There's always rain in the forecast, and Carthage is a fair bit to the west of Reed Spring, so not sure what they're forecasting for that area of the state, but hopefully it'll be clear and they can get over and get one more game in before district play begins on Saturday. I believe the Wolves are scheduled to play at the host field, Hollister High School, and face the Springfield Catholic team. And I don't have a confirmation on the game time. However, I did hear that it would be in the middle of the afternoon. Locke starts off the second inning with a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Ball up and away. 1-1. And a good breaking ball. And 20 hesitates and sits back. Counts 1-2. And a called third strike on the outside corner will retire the first batter. I'll give us 1 out. in the top of the second. And another first pitch fastball for strike one. And swung on a hit, first base. Paxton Smith takes the short hop and will field it easily for the second out. We've got two down in the top of the second, which will bring up number 19, the first baseman for Cassville, Dane Horton. And swung on first base, and it's going to be foul for strike one. Bottom half of Cassville's lineup having a little bit of a trouble keeping up with the fastball, pushing things to the right. Another fastball gets by him for strike two. Swing and miss. And up for ball one. Brings the count to 1-2. And a curved ball in the dirt and got away from the catcher, but the throw to first in time for the third out, which closes out the top half of the second inning. 3 up, 3 down. So far this season, the Wolves have seemed to be a mid-game team. They seem to take a few innings to get warmed up, but once they do, they tend to hit the ball better. A lot of their scoring comes from the third, fourth, fifth innings. Give the lineup one time through with their pitcher and see if maybe the second time through the lineup they can find their timing on the Cassville pitcher. Freshman Blaine Blevins in the 4-hole this evening. He's DHing. Blaine's had a pretty good season so far at the bat. In his first few varsity appearances, he grounds on his first pitch to second base and is easy play. One down. Brings up Paxton Smith, first baseman for the Wolves. Last week, Paxton hit his first home run of the season at Aurora's field. Hit a shot over the left field fence. And Paxton definitely is an aggressive swinger. First pitch curveball, Paxton goes after it for strike one. And a swing and a miss will make it 0-2. And a well-hit ball to left field. And it drops in for a single. Paxton safely on first. Will bring up center fielder senior Blake Gronvold. First base runner for the Cassville pitcher. Paxton is a threat to steal. A good slide step fastball for strike one. One out, runner on first. And Gronvold swings, hits, ground to second, and will not be able to turn the double play. Gronvold quick on his feet, got down the line quickly, but Paxton just couldn't quite close the gap. Fielder's choice will make it 2 outs and bring up Logan Chambers, left or right fielder for the Wolves. Blake Gronvold also a threat to steal. And the catcher takes a look. Called strike 1. Chambers didn't like the fact that it was up in the zone, so he held off. Swing and a foul. Make it 0-2. The runner on first. And Gronvold has second, and he's there safely. Good throw from the catcher. Just didn't get there quite in time. Ball 1 up. Makes the count 1-2 with 2 outs. Runner on second. And lazy curveball falls in for a called strike 3, which will bring a close to the second inning. And we will again take a few moments out for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the top of the third inning. Okay, and we're back at Wolves Field, commonly known as the Breezy by Coach Moeller, who's on the microphone in the stands. Always got a breeze on the field here. Usually it's over 30 mile an hour. Fortunately for us today, we did have a breeze and some sunshine, which helped the field dry out for the coaches. And it looks to be in pretty good playing shape. This being the last home game of the season, will be senior night for the 9 seniors that the Wolves carry on their roster, and they will be recognized after the varsity game. We'll start off the top of the third with Cassville, number 14, left-hander. Squares to bunt and fouls it away for strike 1. Ben Moeller playing on the edge of the grass, expecting to see, and we have a swing. So the bunt call is off, and we have an 0-2 count. And third pitch is up for ball 1. Fastball fouled away. And the count's still 1-2 with no outs in the top of the third. And a lazy curveball stays up for ball 2. Counts 2-2. And fastball on the inside corner doesn't get the call, which will make it a full count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3 will be the first out of the inning. Number 2, Devin Bates, second up for the Cassville Wildcats. Lays down a bunt straight back to the pitcher. Locke goes to first. Easy out, and that'll bring 2 outs to the top of the second. Coach Funk cautioning his outfielders to make sure they don't let the ball get past them with 2 outs. And a lazy curveball almost falls in, but doesn't get the call. 1-0. And a fastball in the inside corner draws strike 1. Counts 1-1 with 2 outs. And a swing and a foul makes the count 1-2. This game quickly turning into a pitching duel. Last night here in Reed Spring was Senior Awards Banquet night, where we found out that Bobby Newstall was awarded the valedictorian status and Claire Hornibrook the salutatorian status. And our prestigious Hall of Fame, which the Faculty Honors Committee selects 10 or 12 students of a high caliber academically, leadership qualities, basically a good, solid, well-rounded student in every way. They present those to the faculty, and the faculty will vote those down to 4, and then those 4 are presented to the student body, and the student body will bring it down to the 2 that were inducted into the Reed Spring Hall of Fame. And this year's recipients were Justin Miller, who plays first base occasionally for this team, and our current third baseman, senior Ben Moeller. Leading off for the Wolves, bottom of the third, is second baseman number 1, Max Malliner. Max takes first pitch, strike 1. Max is always a threat to get on, and again, he is also quick and a threat on base. Swing and a foul ball down the first base line. Good shot, just barely foul. Makes the count 0-2. Max is going to have to choke up and protect a little here. And takes the ball 1 up in the zone and makes the count 1-2 with no outs. Bottom of the third. Max battles back quickly to a full count, 3-2. And a swing and a miss makes it first out of the bottom of the third. Bring up number 20, third baseman Ben Moeller. Ben is a threat to hit the ball hard, but he is also a threat to lay down a base hit bunt. Ben is very, very quick, and he squares the bunt and lays one down foul. By the time that ball hit the ground, he was 3 steps towards first base. Counts 0-1. And a take strike 2 with a curveball. Cassville's third baseman was 3 full steps into the grass. Backs up now that he's got 2 strikes. And a called strike 3 on a curveball. Makes it 2 outs, brings up the top of the order, Seth Stamps. And starts him off with a curveball. Strike 1. And he swings on that curveball, gets a piece of it, but knocks it foul. less. Solid batter, always tries to find a way to get on. Swing and a miss on strike 3. Brings a close to the 3rd inning. We are involved in a serious pitcher's duel right now. We have 3 innings of nothing but pitcher after pitcher. We'll take another break here at the bottom of this inning for a commercial break, and we will be back in just a moment for the top of the 4th inning with the Wolves 0 and Cassville 0.
Pop's Dairy Deli has been family owned and operated since 1958 in downtown Reed Spring. For over 50 years, Pop's has been serving locals and visitors classic diner food. Burgers, fries, and onion rings are all made fresh to order. Soft serve ice cream is on hand for your favorite sundae, or try a flavor burst cone with any combination of our 8 great flavors. If you like quality food made fresh to order, Pop's Dairy Deli is the perfect choice.
And we're back here at Wolf Stadium. Top of the 4th inning, 0-0. Both teams struggling to find a way to get on base. Both pitchers seem to get ahead in the count, and batters aren't finding a way to get past that, I don't think. Turned out to be a nice evening for baseball. It's partly cloudy. It's 55, 60 degrees. A slight breeze. But, just a nice evening to be out and watching some baseball. Both teams should be at the point now where batters are starting to face the pitcher for their second at bat, which will possibly lead to a little more activity. And first pitch fastball right down the middle for strike 1, no swing. Fastball drives the ball to the middle of the infield. Seth Stamps scoops it up, and Paxton Smith comes down with the ball, lands on the bag for first out. Good play by first baseman Paxton Smith. The ball was a fair bit over his head. He went up complete vertical and brought it down on the bag. Curveball for first pitch strike. Yeah, second pitch curveball, swing and a miss for strike 2. Brings the count to 0-2, which got to beg the question, what's that next pitch going to be? And it's a fastball down low, but no call. Makes the count 1-2. That's a fastball called third strike for a quick second out. And the pitching duel continues. Four-hole number 24, the pitcher, Cassville. And curveball first pitch, first strike. No swing. These batters get behind in the count, it makes it really hard when the pitcher has control like that. And a fastball upstairs, and he chases for an 0-2 count. And a good 0-2 curveball down at the shoelaces. No swing, which brings the count to 1-2. Good low fastball. No call. 2-2. Curveball, and he pokes at it, drives it to right field. Chambers is getting under it, and that'll be a close to the top half of the fourth inning. 3 up, 3 down. And the Wolves come in looking at their leadoff hitter for this inning being Cole Watson, number 5, the 2-hole. See if maybe the Wolves can't get something going here, having seen this pitcher one time through already. Coach Funk getting loud and noisy with his team, trying to get some fire lit. As a coach, you're always searching for that button to get kids motivated. Clouds building in the west, getting a little darker. Rain is in the forecast, not a high percentage, but could become an issue if we don't get this game in the next hour. Cole Watson steps into the box. Yeah, fastball up in the zone. Ball 1. Swing. Foul ball. Well hit ball. Way ahead of it. Okay. Held on ball or on strike 2. Brings the count to 1-2. And we got a foul ball back. Cole Watson battles. Count still 1-2 with no outs at the bottom of the fourth. And a swing and a line drive down the third base side, just barely foul. Both teams very aware that district play begins Saturday with the pitching rules in the state of Missouri. Pitchers' pitch counts are going to be closely watched, as you don't want to take away a possible solution to a problem by running a pitcher to the point where he can't throw on Saturday. So I would expect both pitchers to be capped tonight. I would say somewhere around 60 pitches. And swung on and missed for strike 3. Good at bat, but a lost battle. Brings up number 24, Justin Locke. And swung on and drove. And ground ball to shortstop, and he will get him by a good stride for the second out of the bottom of the fourth. Wolves starting to make contact, but not putting the ball in play where they can get on base. Both teams with a single hit so far. 0-0, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth brings up freshman number 32, Blaine Blevins. Blaine grounded out his first time at bat. Blaine's been fairly hot. Getting acclimated to varsity pitching and a varsity strike zone. Blaine's had a pretty good beginning of the season. hard hit foul ball down the first base side, a little behind that fastball, but well hit ball. And swung on and fouled straight back. Timing's better on the ball. I would expect 24 here to bring some kind of an off-speed pitch that might not be as hittable as those first two. Plains battles it off. Count still 0-2 with 2 outs. Blevins refuses to go away. Fouls the ball back again. And a well-hit ball to shortstop, right up the middle, and they make the play. And that will bring a close to the 4th inning. Wolves 0, Cassville Wildcats 0. The pitching duel continues. We'll be right back in a few moments after this commercial message. And we're back at Wolf Stadium, top of the 5th inning, watching Coach Dorr bring his team from the dugout up and down the left field line for their traditional run in between innings to keep the heart rate and the legs under the athletes in case they have to come into the game. Coach Dorr, longtime teacher for Reed Spring and Reed Spring Intermediate School. I believe he was a 5th grade science teacher. Retired some time ago, but continues to coach the freshman team with Coach Ryan Lofton. And they are always to be found in the dugout in a varsity game if the freshman team is not on the road playing. And another called fastball first strike. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Both pitchers seem to be healthy and have found the zone, and the hitters just have not found their mark yet. Fastball up, see if he chases, and he doesn't. Makes the count 1-2. And challenges him with a fastball, a swing, and a foul into the net. Count remains 1-2 with no outs. Cassville with a long tradition of Big 8 baseball. Mock serves up a 55-mile-an-hour curveball, and he stays back and barely gets a piece of it, but it goes foul towards the visitors' dugout. Cassville, Aurora, Mount Vernon, Monette, all the Big 8 schools seem to always take great pride in their baseball programs, always have good competition. And I wouldn't say that there's a fierce rivalry between Reed Spring and Cassville, but there's certainly a lot of respect both ways from these teams. And number 20 battling. Counts 2-2. Swung on and foul. And a low fastball for strike 3. 1 out. Brings up number 26 for the Cassville Wildcats, Wayne Richards. Swung on for a strike one. Justin Miller warming up in the Wolves bullpen. Justin Miller, we mentioned earlier, Hall of Fame recipient this year, and plays first base. Paxton Smith obviously is slated in relief. Ground ball to Seth Stamp, shortstop. Easy play to first. Paxton makes it 2 outs. Whenever you see Justin Miller warming up, it's a pretty good sign that Paxton Miller's coming in to pitch. And I would say that Justin Locke is approaching his pitch limit to keep him eligible to pitch Saturday. So we'll see if he can close out this inning. First pitch swung on and missed for strike one. I'm not sure how the pitch rule works when you're in the middle of a batter. I think if you are pitching to a batter and you reach your pitch limit, you can continue to finish that batter and not be penalized. And Locke throws 3 consecutive strikes, fastball, curveball, fastball, to make the 3rd out. And my guess is that will probably be the end of Justin Locke for this game. And I would expect to see Paxton Smith over here in the bullpen next to Justin Miller warming up shortly. And in similar fashion, I see that number 24, the starting pitcher for Cassville, standing here at third base. Number 26 is now pitching for Cassville, and I'm sure for the very same reason they're protecting their pitchers for the beginning of district play. Number 26, as he warms up, looks like he has a much more deliberate delivery, much slower to the plate. Maybe not quite as much velocity. But sometimes when you go from a pitcher that throws 80 to a pitcher that throws 60, it's a little bit of a challenge for a team to adjust to that velocity difference. Paxton Smith is first up for the Wolves. We'll see if Paxton's paying attention and getting his timing as this pitcher warms up. Not always do pitchers reveal their true velocity on their warm-ups either. Sometimes they will warm up at 80 or 90%, and then when they throw their fastball, it's a little bit of a surprise, but see if the Wolves can maybe draw first blood this inning. And first pitch hits Paxton in the back and draws a walk. And immediately Tyler Carmody comes out of the dugout to pinch run for Paxton. Obviously Paxton's going into pitch with no outs. This will give Paxton a nice opportunity to get out here in the bullpen and warm up. I see Seth Fortner, full gear, getting ready to come to the bullpen, so that obviously is the case. Second up for the Wolves in the bottom of the 5th is number 4, senior Blake Gronvold. Coach Funk having a short discussion on his way back from telling the home plate umpire about his pinch runner to visit with Blake Gronvold. Coaches are quite a bit more vocal in the dugout now when the Wolves are at bat, trying to get something started, get their fire lit, and hopefully with a base runner and a senior leader at the plate, we can maybe spark a little something here. Blake squares to bunt, pulls back, pitches high, thrown to first, and Tyler's back in plenty of time. Both teams are very aware of how to play small ball and are very aware that both teams are very capable of playing small ball. And a throw to first, and Tyler's back in plenty of time. Carmody, a sophomore, has had some issues with his shoulder in years past. Blake lays down a bunt, first base line, good bunt, and it rolls foul. No, what I was saying is Tyler Carmody in his past has played shortstop, had a strong arm, done some pitching, but with this shoulder injury, it has kind of hampered his first 2 years in high school. Very athletic and very capable base runner. Definitely a tool that Coach Funk wants to continue to use in whichever capacity he can. And Blake lines a foul ball right to me down the third base side. And that will make the count 1-2. Coach Funk shouting offensive. Oh, and a throw from the knees down to first. Plenty of time. Cassville seems very aware that Carmody could be at second base at any given moment. Tyler, a very intelligent baseball player. And not running. Gronvold drives one to center left. It's caught, and Carmody returns to first. Blake may have hit that one just a little too hard. And the center fielder was able to get under it. That'll make for 1 out. Brings up junior Logan Chambers. With 1 out, wouldn't surprise me if Chambers squares to lay down a bunt. And he doesn't. Pitches up and out. No throw to first. Pitcher gets set quick and almost balks. There's got to be a pause. And there was there. Ball up and out for ball 2. Counts 2-1 with 1 out and a runner on first. Coach Funk continues to shout offensive calls. And Carmody's off to the races and a foul ball called a hit and run. And the count will be 2-2. Carmody returns to first base. Tyler with a good jump on his way to second when Chambers fouled that off the third base side. And again a hit and run. Foul ball, and Carmody returns again. A swung and missed on a pitch upstairs makes 2 outs. Carmody remains on first. Brings up number 1, second baseman Max Milner. And a throw down to first. Carmody there in plenty of time. Counts 1-0 to Max. And Max holds for ball 2. Coach Metlock in Carmody's ear at first base. Lots of communication between Coach Funk and Coach Metlock. Big secondary, and he's back in time. Cassville's catcher definitely not afraid to throw to first behind the runner. Counts 2-1. 2 outs. And swung on, and it's fly ball. It's going to be foul on the first base side, which makes the count 2-2. The Wolves struggling to capitalize with base runners. Can't quite seem to get the ball in play. And a short fly ball to the pitcher will make for the third out. And the pitching duel continues as both teams struggle to get their players in scoring position. We'll take a short break and come back with the top of the sixth in just a moment. And we're back at Wolves Field, the top of the sixth inning. Scoreless for both teams. Paxton Smith takes his place at the mound, which brings in Big Justin Miller, number 31, at first base. Justin Locke takes his place at third, which moves Ben Moeller to left field. And then Colton Essick is coming off the field. So we have moved a few players around here. And number 6, junior JT Bailiff, is out in the bullpen, getting loose, as Paxton Smith looks to start his first warm-up of the evening. Paxton Smith kind of defines the term utility player. Paxton's an accomplished catcher. He's an accomplished infielder. He is an accomplished pitcher. And this season he turned into an accomplished first baseman. So Paxton Smith has seen a lot of the diamond as a baseball player for the Reed Spring Wolves. Paxton Smith going straight to work. 2 quick strikes. Counts 0-2. And inside, make the count 1-2. Umpire requests that ball to come back. Hit the bricks pretty hard, probably scarred it, so he wanted to check that and return out a ball that he knew was in good shape. Counts 1-2 with no outs in the top of the sixth. And a swung on and miss fastball, no chance for strike 3. Paxton way ahead of him. Paxton, when Paxton is on his A game and feels confident with his pitches, his velocity can be a little bit to wrestle with as a hitter. Strike fastball right down the middle. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. Again, pitcher's getting way ahead of the count. Puts the batters on their heels. A good inside fastball for an 0-2 pitch. The hitter doesn't bite. Counts 1-2. And swung on and missed, and a lazy curveball makes for 2 down. Smith making short work of the Cassville Wildcats. Curveball got away from Paxton. Coach Funk, in the year of his outfielders, making sure they understand that with 2 outs, he does not want anything getting past them. Fastball down for ball 2. Counts 2-0 with 2 outs. And Paxton lets off the fastball to dial in a strike. No swing, makes it 2-1 to number 17. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Swung on and missed. And it sounds like there was interference. He sent the runner to first. Coach Funk came out of the dugout immediately saying, no, 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 no. And I think what he's saying is he swung and missed, and his follow-through swing hit the glove after he swung and missed the ball. I don't know if this is going to change his call. They're consulting with Cole Watson, and it looks like they're going to leave him at first base. So a runner for the Wildcats reaches first on a strike 3 interference call. So 2 outs with a runner on first. Runner fakes to go. No swing, strike 1. Runner's going. Watson's up and throws, and the runner's there in time. Pitch was up for ball 1, so the count's 1-1 with a runner at second. Cassville quickly trying to move their runner into scoring position. With 2 outs. And ball in the dirt gets past Watson, and the runner will advance to third. So with an interference call at the plate, Cassville went from strike 3, 3 outs to 2-2 count with a runner on third in scoring position. And a fastball right down the middle. Called third strike for 3 outs, and they strand number 17 on third and go down in the top of the 6th. The score is still 0-0. Coach Funk getting noisy on the field with the umpire. Hopefully will get his offense fired up and see if we can maybe get something started. Here at Reed Spring this Thursday, May 9th, will be the commencement ceremonies for graduation at 7 o'clock at the Mansion Theater. We will be bringing you a live broadcast of that ceremony on RS Wolves TV. So if you can't make it and you have a relative, a nephew or niece or grandchild, or just a friend of the family who's graduating and you're out of state or out of the area or just can't make it, be sure to tune in Thursday night to RS Wolves TV for the commencement ceremonies of Reed Spring High School. Leading off for the Wolves in the bottom of the sixth is number 20, senior Ben Moeller. Ben started the game at third base, and when Paxton Smith came into pitch, was moved to left field. And Ben squares a little to bunt, but pulls back and draws ball one. And he does square and go and misses, and counts 1-1. I don't think I would get any argument in saying that Ben Moeller may be the best bunter on the team. So a lot of confidence in Ben's bunting, but with a 2-1 count, Ben's going to swing away. And he's swinging a miss on a curveball, makes it count 2-2. Ninth in the order. It would be really good to have an accomplished base runner like Ben on base. We really need to get somebody on to run, and we have a full count. The battle continues with the pitchers. And Moeller draws a walk, which puts him on first. The ball got away. And the ball got away. Our on-deck hitter picked up the ball and handed it back to the catcher. Now the officials are consulting whether or not that interfered with play. And the runner didn't advance based on that, so I think they're going to say that it's fine, there's no issue. So that brings the top of the order up. Number 3, senior Seth Stamps. So now the pitcher for the Cassville Wildcats, number 26, in his second inning, has a very accomplished base runner on first with no outs facing Seth Stamps. And Stamps rips the ball to left field, and it is past third base, or past left field, and Moeller's being sent home. He's turned, he's going. And Moeller is home safe, and Seth Stamps is to third, and he looks, the ball is past the catcher. Stamps safely on third with a stand-up triple, and the Wolves take the lead 1-0. Stamps line drive, burns the left fielder, gets almost to the fence, and Moeller never checked up and looked. No outs, runner on third brings up Cole Watson, the catcher, whose adrenaline's got to be going, if not from that play, from the interference call last inning. And a foul ball, hard swing. And Watson very aggressive at the plate. Pitcher checks his runner. And up and in for ball one. Counts 1-1 with no outs, runner on third. Any pass ball, and Stamps is going to be on fire on his way home. And he's on his way, and he's down, and he is in. He is safe. Under the tag, he didn't want to go, saw the ball bounce off the bricks, but it bounced up and came straight down rather than back. So when he checked up, he saw that and then took off again and made it home under the tag. 2-0 Wolves, 2-1 count with no outs, no runners. And a big swing and a foul tip Makes the count 2-2. Watson hungry for a hit. The Wolves dugout alive with noise and activity now that they've got on the board. And Watson drives the ball high. Right fielder camped out, and that will be the first out of this half of the inning for the Wolves. That'll bring up number 24, Justin Locke, with one out and no runners. Locke punches one into left field for a single. He turns and takes a look, and that will put him on base, bringing up freshman Blaine Blevins, who is immediately called to third base by Coach Funk for a little conference when timeout is called by the Cassville coach. He is taking the ball out of 26's hands, and looks like he's bringing in a pitcher from the dugout. Obviously, he sees that the Wolves have got a beat on this pitcher's stuff, so we'll see if this pitcher's delivery and velocity look a little different from what we just saw. Looks like this number 9 has a little better velocity than 26 and definitely has a good off-speed pitch. If he can control it, could provide a good challenge for the hitters. Blevins and Smith both dialed in right now, studying what he's got. All right, number 9 is pitching, Cole Bailiff. Blaine Blevins steps to the plate. Justin Locke on first base with one out. Back, throws to the first. Locke's back in plenty of time. Locke signaled Coach Funk to repeat the call. Didn't get a repeat. Throw to first and no time. Safely back. Coach Funk continues to call offensive calls. Pitcher's checking the runner. And a throw down. Plenty of time back to the bag, but they are going to keep our runners close for sure. Counts 2-0 to Blaine Blevins. Pitcher's very aware of Justin on first. Called strike one. A lot of communication within the Cassville infield. And the pitcher steps off, uncomfortable with Locke's lead. And a line drive, third base side, too hot for the third baseman. Locke turns at second base safely. Blaine's on first. And again, the Cassville pitchers are not taking a full hesitation I think Coach Anderson now is up in Coach Funk's ear about that, making sure he's aware of it. Looks like Coach Funk is going to have a brief conversation with the umpire and maybe bringing in a pinch runner for Blaine Blevins. Yeah, it looks like it is. Ryan Thomas, sophomore, coming in to pinch run for Blaine Blevins. Blevins staying hot, finding his way on base. 1 out, runners on first and second, brings up Paxton Smith. Big curveball inside, ball 1. And inside, Paxton takes it for ball 2. And shortstop and second base are doing a very elaborate circling situation around Locke. And Smith hits a high fly ball down the first base side. Looks like it's right on the fence, but lands foul. Cassville obviously very well coached when it comes to keeping runners on second. Pitcher goes home. Called strike. Makes count 2-2 with 1 out. Runners at first and second. And Paxton drives one down third base. Good backhand by the third baseman. Steps on third for the force out and makes the double play at first, which makes for 3 outs. The Wolves do score 2.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
And we're back at the top of the 7th. Wolves 2, Cassville Wildcats 0. Paxton Smith continues on the mound. And the Wolves have broke it open a little. So pressure is now on. Cassville has 1 inning to match or beat the 2 that the Wolves scored in the 6th. All speculations that we heard this afternoon talking about the game were that it would be a close game, and so far it has not disappointed. Pitching duel all the way until the Wolves finally found a chink in the armor and put 2 on the board. Number 1, Owen Creddy for the Wildcats comes to the plate. And Smith starts things off with a fastball down the middle for strike 1. And that one nicks number 1. Puts him on first base, so now Cassville has the tying run at the plate with their 4-hole, number 24. Coach Funk is moving his infielders around, making sure they're in play to possibly roll a double play. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Not much of a lead at first, but obviously someone with some running ability. One step further this time, possibly looking to get to second. And he goes, swinging a foul ball, possibly a hit and run. So we have an 0-2 count with a runner on first. No outs for the Wildcats. Paxton with the lazy throw to first. And another throw to first. Cassville aggressive on the bases just like the Wolves, and the runner's going. And the throw to second not in time, and the ball was up in the zone for ball one. So we have no outs, runner on second with a 1-2 count. And middle of the windup, which is a little unheard of. Typically, once the pitcher starts his motion, time is not allowed. And a good curveball. Gets 24 on the swing for the first out. Number 5 in the lineup, Cassville, comes to the plate with one out and a runner in second base. Smith goes to the plate, doesn't even check his runner, fastball high for ball one. Coach Punk calls time to go have a visit with Paxton Smith. 2 outs away. Coach Funk does not want things to get unraveled. Smith is a pitcher who typically when he's on, he's very on, but when he shows signs of being off, he can be very off. I think right now he seems pretty solid. But I think Coach Funk wants to make sure he remains solid, so he's gonna go out there and reassure his players that everything's good and they need to finish this one up right here. Smith is not unused to being in the pressure situations, so this is nothing new for Paxton. Runners running, and inside pitch. Watson had trouble with it. It got away from him, so the runner got to third easily. And now we have a 2-0 count with one out with a runner on third. Wolves up 2-0. Tying run at the plate. And ball upstairs, but the batter goes after it, makes it 2-1. Cassville being an aggressive offensive team, they're going to try and make something out of this, and I have firm belief that they're not going to go down watching. Counts 2-2 with one out. Any pass ball, and the runner at third is a threat to score. And hard ground ball to third base. Locke comes up with it easily, makes a good throw, and allows the run to score under the advice of his coach, who's right in his ear. Obviously, the runner at third had a good jump. We got 2 outs, scores 2-1. And the Wolves are 1 out away with the 6-hole up to the plate, which is the current pitcher, number 9, who has not had an at-bat this game yet. And he swings, fouls down the first base side for strike 1. So we are in the top of the 7th, score 2-1 Wolves. 2 outs, and the count is 0-1. And a good fastball on the outside, but doesn't get the call. Counts 1-1. And another one outside makes it 2-1. Wolves infield chattering a little bit, trying to get Paxton back on his A game. Coach Funk in his ear. And a swing and a drive to first base. Miller up with the ball, and Paxton fields the bag, and the game is over. The Wolves victorious, 2-1, which turned out to be a bitter pitcher's duel until the bottom of the 6th when the Wolves broke it open. So after this, the Wolves are on the road tomorrow to Carthage High School, if weather permits. And then Saturday afternoon, we will be visiting the host school, Hollister High School, for the first game of district play, where the Wolves will face the Springfield Catholic Fighting Irish. We are glad you visited us and hope you return to watch our stream of graduation ceremonies this Thursday, and we will see you later.